Hello, I'm Caitlin Campbell. As you know, welcome to another episode of Things I Do Not Like. I hope you've been having a nice spring, had a wonderful April Fools, and a wonderful Easter, which brings me to the first thing I do not like is April Fools. April Fools is a joke of a holiday, haha, no pun intended, or maybe there's a little bit of a pun intended. Anyway, it only lasts until noon, 12 o'clock, because that's how shitty of a holiday it is. People can't even stand to deal with it for a full 24 hours. And there's always that one asshole who takes it too far and posts on Facebook that they have a life-threatening illness, and everyone's freaking out, and then they're like, April Fools, dude. Okay, so my dad was watching my videos, and he was noticing on these videos in particular, I was talking about a little bit about bad parenting, and he's like, you need to tell these people that I'm not like a shit parent, you know, because they're probably watching this and be like, oh my god, I'm a shit parent. So I'm just gonna tell you that, you know, my dad's a great guy. Okay, so now that's, you know, out of the way, yeah. But I find it now, because I'm like 20, it's probably pretty annoying me talking about parenting on these things. So I'm not going to talk about it anymore. Besides this one instance, this will probably be the last instance. I'm just going to get out there that, you know, really, I don't like it, one, when people are really, really controlling and overbearing and put a shit ton of pressure on their kids and don't, you know, pay attention to them, all that shit, you know. And then when people just don't care about their kids and don't take care of them at all, it's like, what's the point? Why'd you have them? Probably from, you know, the tax benefits or extra money for the government, however that works. Please be a good parent, because that's the future of generation. These are people are going to be taking care of you, and they're people and they have feelings. Please, you know, listen to us. I'm not a kid anymore, I'm an adult, but you know, kids, listen to them, respect them to an extent, unless they're crawling all over you and being little shits, then, you know, don't do that. But overcooked meat, that's just an insult. That's an insult to the thing that died, and it's an insult to cooking, it's an insult to taste buds everywhere. I mean, you know, I don't want to, you know, eat just, you know, something that tastes like an old shoe, you know, like, I know meat had some potential to be really good, and even though I'm, you know, kind of conflicted about the whole vegetarian vegan thing, because animals have feelings and this and that, and the meat industry is shit, but I love meat. I've been raised with meat. Meat is just a staple in the household, and, you know, the getting rid of, it's just a hard thing. Anyways, that's for a different video. Overcooked meat is an insult. Like, I understand if you're like 85 and you've been through, like, you know, those times, you know, I'm not gonna get, you know, super on you, but I know my sister's friend was like uncomfortable eating meat that wasn't like well done. I'm like, girl, you were born in the 90s. You should, you know, be better than this. Like, when videos with sound automatically play, like I'm scrolling through, you know, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever, and then just something, you know, pops up, maybe it's an advertisement, maybe someone just posted the video, but the voices, it automatically plays. I'm like, I didn't press the play button, I didn't consent for this, please stop. But I was actually, you know, saved it. I don't know where it is on my phone, but somewhere I saved, because I saw like a thing, like a life hack, I don't know what, teaching you like how to stop that. So that's cool, that's a thing I can like, you know, make not be a problem anymore. So maybe, you know, if you're experiencing that problem, you should look it up, or maybe I'll put in the description like a link, but I probably won't. So yeah, just look up how to stop getting, you know, noises to come out of my phone without, you know, permission. Okay, when your finger, usually your thumb, disconnects from like the fleshy thing underneath ever so slightly, I don't know, maybe you're picking something off or whatever, and it stings for usually the rest of the night. I don't know why this usually always happens in the evening, but then you have to put like a band-aid on it really tight, and usually by the morning it resolves itself, but you know, it's annoying and it's just kind of false advertising. I'm tired of being tricked, like especially like kids, and they see something on TV that looks super cool, like a toy or something, and they're like super into it because they're pretty much being told that it's way cooler and way better than it actually is, and they get it in this stinky piece of shit that costs way too much money, and it's just their Christmas is ruined. And yeah, that's what happened to me. It was like a for real friend like puppy thing, and they're like, oh my god, it's like a real puppy. I'm like, I'm into that. I want a real puppy that's not a puppy, and I got it. And you just press the button and its head turned around. That was it. That was it. Even though I guess, like, you know, newborn puppies don't really do much anyways. So maybe it was more realistic than I gave it credit for, but it still sucked. So, yeah. Okay, how it's pretty much mandatory to have a credit card in this day and age. You know, buying things online is nice, renting cars, blah, blah, blah. But, like, the world functioned fine without credit cards for the longest time. Now, in order to get a house, you need a credit card, like a mortgage. To rent a place, you need a credit score. To rent a car, you need a credit score. You know, it's like, now it's such a crucial part of being an adult. It's pretty much impossible not to have one. And it kind of just, you know, tempts people. You know, there's people that aren't good with money and they see that minimum payment and they're like, you know, they get enticed and they get put in a position where they kind of are taken advantage of in a sense, and the credit card companies just really want to get them into the debt. And, you know, yeah, and even if, you know, maybe those kinds of people wouldn't get a credit card normally, they have to, and then they see that thing and they're, you know, it ends up being like a hole for, you know, people that are financially irresponsible or have issues or whatever. I was actually reading an article on how, you know, mentally handicapped person was given like a credit card. It wasn't like a credit card, but it was like, it had this happen like in Calgary or something. It was like a Canadian Tire credit card thing. I don't know, but they just basically got him to sign a thing, and then you didn't really understand exactly what it was or that you had to pay off. It was just like, oh, he was buying all this stuff, and then he ended up with the interest payments ended up being in like so much, you know, debt and stuff like that, and he didn't really, yeah, it was, they kind of took advantage of this guy, and that's a pretty extreme case. But I don't know, this whole credit card thing, like, you know, I enjoy my credit card to an extent, you know, I pay it off and all that, but like, I know, I think it should be somewhat optional. When you like stretch your arm to scratch your back or something and you pull like a wrong muscle and then you have like a stabbing pain in your, you know, back or something for like 30 seconds and then go, you know, slowly, you know, goes away. But, you know, for that time it sucks and it's the stubbing your toe. I've actually stubbed my toe for a bit, but when you do, it's probably one of the worst things ever, and I really don't like it. I don't think anybody likes stubbing their toe. Who likes stubbing your toe? You have to be a pretty screwed up person to like stubbing your toe. So yeah, I don't know. Some people don't take care of their pets. You know, you have a living thing. It's dependent on you. It has feelings and you don't take care of it. So many people who just buy pets willy-nilly without thinking about it, and they neglect them. And okay, speaking of kids, you know, walking all over you and being shitty, this is my last thing I don't like. And if you don't want any Cheaper by the Dozen spoilers, you can skip this, because yeah, I'm going to be talking about how shitty Cheaper by the Dozen is. Now, it's been a long time since I've watched this movie, but I remember it fairly, you know, clearly. And basically, you know, the kids, they were given a sweet situation where the dad got a great job coaching an NFL football team, and they lived in the mansion, and there were 12 of them, they all had their own rooms, and the mom was a publisher and she was away, whatever. But they just couldn't stop whining and screaming and doing dumb shit, doing these pranks that were so fun, oh. And, you know, the dad's working his ass off, and they're, you know, like, complaining like, oh, you're always at work, you're hurting us, like, do they not understand that him going to work is paying for their lives? That's the only, like, yeah. Like, it's not some weird thing that he's doing to them because he feels like being mean. Like, he's providing for them, like, you know, and they're all nostalgic for where they used to live because they all used to sleep in one bed or something together, and it was this thing. And yeah, basically, you know, they whined and they screamed until, you know, they went back to their old place or something. Because it's like, honey, this isn't working, we have to go back. Even though I don't understand how they ended up living back where they used to live, because wasn't the house like sold or whatever? I don't know how that works. I need to watch the movie, and maybe that's just a major plot hole. I don't know. And the teenager, he's like, you know, getting bullied at school. I'm like, you only have a couple years left, and with this dad, you know, being now super loaded, you're not going to have to worry about student debt. you're going to be living where your university is, so you're not going to have to worry about rent and all this stuff, and now you screwed yourself, congratulations. And I'm pretty sure, you know, when they're all sleeping in that, you know, bed or whatever, all together, they're gonna quickly, you know, realize that, hey, having my own room was a pretty nice after all. Hey Dad, do you think we could, you know, move back to the mansion? Because it was probably just a big change, and they're acting out because there was a lot going on at once, and, you know, whatever. And now, basically, you rewarded bad behavior. Now, you've taught them that they can be shitty, and they'll get what they want. Congratulations. And, you know, there's the scene where the dad was trying to get, like, a nanny or something. They're all hanging up. He's like, hi, I have 12 kids. Hang up, hang up. Oh my god. But honestly, you could have hired a team of them. Like, I was watching, like, The Queen of Versailles or whatever, you know, that documentary with the dad. And she had, like, 7 kids. And she had, I don't know, 2 or 3 nannies. She, you know, she could do it. So could you. Like, I know there's just so many, you know, solutions, like the kid who was getting bullied at his high school and they were putting corn in his locker or whatever. You know, you could have hired a private tutor. You could have been homeschooled because you are a millionaire, multi-millionaire, however much money you're making now. You could do that, you know, like, I don't know. And then they're all being shitty to that boyfriend who I don't remember him doing anything wrong. Like, and it was supposed to be like funny, like, oh my god, they got the dog to, like, bite on his genitals or something. I don't know what the deal was with that, but that's not funny. Like, what did that guy do to deserve that? But then, you know, there's that kid, and, you know, he with her orange hair, who I kind of related to because he was weird and he had a pet frog and everyone bullied him, and I was like, yeah, that's me. But, you know, he had that cool, like, room that with the secret passageways, like, that's bomb. I was like, why do you want to give this up? But then that kid ended up running away. I do not necessarily blame that kid because that house was a chaos. Like, of course you're gonna pine for the time before everything was chaotic and he was constantly getting bullied by all his siblings and treated like shit and everything was a madhouse. Of course he's gonna, you know, run away and, you know, whatever. So but I you know, I think that, you know, that Dad should have kept his job, you know, doing the NFL thing. They should have sucked it up, dealt with, you know, the problem, because in your life, you're gonna be throwing curveballs, you know? You're not, you know, you're gonna have to learn to deal with that. And what's gonna happen, you know, later in life when something unexpected happens and maybe they're working for a job and they have to relocate or something. They can't just scream and cry and get fired, and then what, you know? It's just, man, Cheaper by the Dozen, what a shit movie. And then there's Cheaper by the Dozen 2, which I vaguely remember being an absolute train wreck. Like, you think Cheaper by the Dozen 1 had problems, Cheaper by the Dozen 2 was just a pile of feces. Like, at least Cheaper by the Dozen 1, even though it had a bad kind of message in the end, you know, it was still like, you know, fun kind of whatever movie. We had Steve Martin and whatever. Even though Cheaper by the Dozen 2 had Steve Martin too, but even so, that was just, you know, whatever. Maybe I'll watch Cheaper by the Dozen again just to refresh my memory on how much of a, you know, shit show that movie is, and, you know, the wrong idea it gave kids all across America, everywhere, about how the world works, and yeah, Cheaper by the Dozen. Don't recommend it. Anyway, thanks for watching the video of things I do not like. This is my first video in a long time that was recorded in real time. You know, a lot of my videos before, they were recorded at one point and then they were posted a week or so later. This is like posted within a few days of recording, and yeah, so this is pretty up to date. My skin's better than the last time you saw me. My hair's a little longer, you know, yeah, everything's happening. Yeah, so bye-bye. Thanks for watching. You know, like and subscribe and share and do all that groovy stuff. Yeah. 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 Okay, bye-bye. Have a good day.